USC at Nebraska. USC wins this one 21-17, and very, very interesting game here, Zach. So USC gets down early and they have some issues, obviously. Nebraska scores. Emmett Johnson has a huge game. Emmett Johnson kind of looked like Jeremiah Love out there for a little bit. Not fully, but for a little bit he did. And Jayden Maiava has his worst game possibly of his career. I don't remember UNLV all that much, but in this spot on the road, what you needed from him. 9 of 23, 135 yards, no touchdowns, one interception. He did run for 62 yards and had a touchdown
Mm.
run, so give him credit for that. But overall, passing the ball, I don't think I've ever seen Jayden Maiava look this bad. I mean, he was just playing flat out missing receivers. I do think that they were throwing deep on Nebraska a lot just to try and get pass interferences there toward the end of the game because Nebraska was, getting a lot of pass interference penalties. It felt like, but overall, like the big story of this one is Dylan Raiola hurt out for the rest of the season.
Hmm.
So let's talk USC first, kind of give them their flowers, what we were confident in from what we saw from them, and then we'll get to Nebraska and Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, I think so. This is going to sound like backhanded compliment, but it's not my intention. USC found a way to win with defense and grit against a top 25 caliber team. And I know it was without Rayola. And I know Nebraska's not actually, they weren't actually ranked. They should have been. They should have been, but we're not going to, we don't have a crap on the AP poll today, which is unfortunate. But
No, we are
uh,
crapping on the AP poll.
oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
we're gonna crap on the AP poll, and then we're gonna predict the college football playoff top 25 in the second
Okay,
segment.
yes.
Go ahead.
But here's the thing. What have we criticized Lincoln Riley for years? He's a pretty
Not
boy.
winning the close ones, not winning on the road.
Yeah, he's a pretty boy. Loves the flashy offense, but as soon as they find some resistance, they wilt. Right? They lose the close games, like you said. They can't deal with strong defense. Well, Nebraska came out inspired in this game, played some pretty good defense. Maiava played a pretty bad game. Like, let's just call it what it was. It was a bad game by Maiava. And they found a way to win. And listen, I get that Rayola wasn't in, but they were able to pull this one out on the road in a raucous environment with another team that had playoff hopes. Like, to me, that is a sign of maturity and progress from Lincoln Riley and the USC Trojans. And I think, to me, that screams like they're maybe ready to take the next step. So I am actually thrilled by obviously not by what happened in Nebraska, but I'm thrilled for USC because I think they needed a game like this to say, hey, we can gut these out. We can win gritty and ugly. Everybody knows we can win pretty, but they can now win ugly. And I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, everybody knows we can win at home. Everybody knows we can win when Jayden Maiava is throwing for 300 plus yards. Everybody knows we can win when we have Eli Sanders and Wayman Jordan and they're running the ball around there. Does everybody know we can win on the road when we have a walk-on running back? When Jayden Maiava has a really bad day throwing the ball. Some people are bringing up other games where he had a worse day. So I won't say it's the worst day he's ever had. Just because I don't know that for sure, but it seemed like it in the moment when he was playing. So I mean, if you were going to tell me going into that game that USC would have to lean on King Miller to basically get the majority of yards for them in this game, they were going to have to lean on their defense,
Mm-hmm.
and Jayden Maiava was going to have one of his worst days throwing the ball. I would have said you're nuts. There's no way they win this one. And it's not like King Miller was out there and he had like 250 plus yard runs, and outside of that, that was it. He didn't have a single run of 20 yards or more. He just was
Mm-hmm.
consistently moving the ball down the field, 7.2 yards per carry, and that's like my biggest pushback. Excuse me, to people saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. I'm just saying I don't think it's that simple. But people saying that like, oh, Nebraska would have won the game if Dylan Raiola was in there. Would they have? Probably
We
because
don't
they've
know
had
that.
some fourth quarter comebacks, so I do think they probably would have, but we don't know that for sure. What USC did in the game was they ran the ball really well with King Miller. They scored
Mhm.
2 touchdowns and they were able to draw some time off the clock on that last drive. They had 4.5 minutes of time go off the clock for 7 plays before they punted and nailed Nebraska down deep in their red zone. So, Nebraska got the ball with what, like a minute and a half left? Like that is not USC football that I've known to see on the
Mhm.
road in a playoff contender type of matchup. So all the praise, all the credit to Lincoln Riley and everything. Did it help that Dylan Raiola was out? Yes, but still a lot of grit from this USC team. They were able to pull out the win
Mhm.
in the circumstances
Absolutely.
that they had. So,
Absolutely.
um, Nebraska, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
TJ Latif did not look good.
It's well, and it stinks that it's an injury because like Rayola was having a really good year.
Yeah, I mean, like the offensive line wasn't doing him a whole lot of credit for most of the year, and then they looked better lately. So it is kind of crazy that when Nebraska's offensive line starts looking better, he's out for the season. Yeah, Terry,
Mhm.
he's out. He's out for the season. Dylan
Yeah,
Raiola will
broken
not play the rest of the
broken
season.
fibula.
Yeah,
Broken
broken fibula.
fibula.
So Nebraska will be without Dylan Raiola the rest of the year. They'll be playing with TJ Latif, who was 5 for 7 for 7 yards in this game. He did run 6 times for 18 yards, but I mean USC only had 1 sack in this game. It wasn't like they were going crazy on
Yeah.
Nebraska. It just so happened one of the times when they got to Raiola, they roll up on him and he's injured. Like it sucks for Nebraska. I feel really bad for Nebraska fans after today
Yeah. Me
or
too.
after yesterday.
Well, and what stinks is like with Rayola, you look at the schedule and you're like, they probably beat UCLA, they probably beat Penn State, and they have a good shot. They have a good shot with Iowa. I'm not sure they win a single game the rest of the way. Like
I
at
don't know about
UCLA,
that.
maybe. At UCLA, maybe, but
I don't think they beat Iowa.
no, no. I was got that one.
Yeah.
I hate to say it,
Um,
but
I think I think that Penn State game is going to be interesting, but I mean, this is why you hired Dana Holgerson, right?
mhm,
To scheme up stuff, have a really good offense, and Emmett Johnson is running the ball really well right now.
yeah,
So I'm interested to see what this offense looks like. I think that it was really unfortunate for Nebraska that it was at this time in the game and everything else when they got the injury because I just don't think they were prepared to play without Dylan Raiola.
yep,
They'll have a full week of practice. No Dylan Raiola, TJ Latif taking starter reps. What do they do different to the offense? Because I do think Dana Holgerson likes to have a running quarterback in his offense. Dylan Raiola is not really a running quarterback. He's pretty immobile at times. Does some good things in the pocket every now and then, but he doesn't have a very quick first step, and that's been part of the reason why he's been sacked a lot. But TJ Latif is quick. You're going to see a lot of screen game.
mhm.
You know, you're going to see a lot of speed from Latif, though. I think. So, I mean, people were calling for Latif earlier in the season for him to get some time. So, it's not like the reports out of camp and practice have been Latif sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they've got UCLA and then they have a bye. So I mean that could be good to get Latif up to speed. And we'll see we'll see what UCLA brings after getting just shellacked by Indiana. I mean, they had a lot of success up to that, after that upset at Penn State, but I'm not sure that they're yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I feel bad for Nebraska though. I feel bad for
Yeah,
Rayola because I mean again he was playing really well.
yeah, no, I agree.